So today I'm going to be talking about the KeyPix photo printer by Tomy, or Tommy, I don't really know. But it's this really cool little printer. You can get it for $40 from most places. It takes the Instax mini film, and it's a lot cheaper than the one that Fujifilm makes. I've had it for over 6 months now, so I feel like I've gotten pretty good at taking pictures with it. So I decided to share with you guys some tips and tricks that I've learned over the past couple of months. Please remember that this actually does take a little bit of practice just to get used to, so don't feel discouraged if your pictures aren't turning out perfect. It definitely took me a little while to learn, and honestly, just watching these videos should help you. If you have any other problems, please let me know down below. I've seen a lot of people actually having some issues with theirs, so luckily I haven't had any issues, but it also comes in black and pink, and obviously I have the sky blue. So we're just gonna get started. So one of the first tips that I have is you should always make sure that your phone brightness is turned up. It doesn't necessarily have to be all the way up to the absolute brightest that it possibly could be at, but this is what your pictures end up looking like if you don't have the brightness all the way up. I obviously had the picture lined up perfectly, but I didn't have my brightness turned up high enough, so that's something really important to keep in mind. Always make sure that you lock the orientation mode, and if you don't know what that means, basically when you turn your phone horizontally, obviously the picture and whatever is on the screen will change. And so you want to make sure that you have the lock turned on so that when you put your phone on top of the KeyPix, the picture doesn't turn randomly and you have a failed picture. Here's a picture that I took of the sky. Obviously, when you turn your phone, this is what happens. So that's why it's really important to have the lock turned on, because then no matter how you turn your phone, the picture stays the same. So your picture will be perfectly framed as long as you have that turned on. Another tip is to always make sure that you turn the knob on the side really slowly. I don't have any film in at the moment, so it's gonna make a really weird sound, but you wanna turn it really slowly. You don't wanna turn it like this. Instead, you want to turn it like this. See how it's shorter? It's not going to make a huge difference, but I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. But on this picture that I tried printing, you can see that little white line. It's because I wasn't turning it really slowly. It's because when you turn it for a really long time, when you pause to try to turn the knob again, the little bar that helps pull the picture out of the KeyPix itself ends up stopping right on top of your film, and so it puts a lot more pressure on it than it's supposed to, and that's why you get those little lines. So to try and avoid getting that, you have to make sure to try to just turn it really slowly and in short bursts like I showed. Again, if you have any other issues, comment down below and I'll try to explain it a little bit better. I was really sad when this picture didn't turn out 100% okay, so I'm just trying to help you guys out. Another tip that I have is don't waste expensive film. I just say always get the white border kind, because when you think about it, the really fun patterns is just gonna end up costing you more. Since this only costs $40, to really get your money's worth, you would only need 4 packs of these. But when it comes to the really fun pattern film, it's gonna start to really add up, and so that's why I just suggest using this, because also you won't be wasting as much money if your picture doesn't turn out 100% the way that you want it. Make sure to always have your KeyPix on a flat, stable surface. I cannot reiterate this enough. When you're actually turning the KeyPix to get the picture out, it's really annoying having to deal with a really unstable surface. So just always make sure that you have it on a nice table or anything like that, because you wouldn't want it to drop, or it could affect the way that your picture turns out. So just make sure to always have it on a flat, stable surface. Another suggestion that I have is obviously pre-framing the picture. And what I mean by that is, instead of already having this on top of your KeyPix, just make sure to line it up with your phone first. And then something that I've actually gotten in the habit of doing is just taping this to my phone, because sometimes what I've experienced is my phone either moves a little bit, or sometimes I don't have the KeyPix set up properly, so this doesn't sit properly. So instead, I've always just taped this white frame to my phone so that it doesn't move and I know that it's always in frame. I've had so many problems with framing I can't even describe to you, but as you can see, the framing's off a little bit there, on here. On these, it was really bad, as you can see. Like, you can see our dining room light in these pictures. And even with the Billie Eilish one that I already showed, you could see the black bar on the side. So that's why it's really important to make sure to properly frame your picture, or else you'll just get really ugly bars on the side of it. And one of the biggest things is just practice different methods. Find what works for you. Obviously, certain pictures are gonna be different phones are even gonna be different. Depending on whether or not your phone is bigger or smaller will determine how the picture turns out. So just try different things. Again, you will get the hang of it. This definitely takes time. So just be patient with it, keep trying, learn from your mistakes, watch as many videos on it as you possibly can to try to find the best solution for you. I also just want to point out that if your phone has a crack in it, the KeyPix will see it. As you guys can see on this picture, you can see that my phone screen was cracked, so it obviously really picked up on that. I don't know how brightness will affect it. I'd have to test that out in another video, but it definitely does see it, so be really cautious if your phone has a crack in it. I would suggest maybe emailing your pictures to someone else's phone who doesn't have a crack in it, just to try to avoid that. And in case anyone needs help opening their KeyPix, basically you take the colored side and then the white side, and then with the little frame, you just want to push down and push to the right, and then it lifts up just like that. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. And then obviously this white frame just fits on there perfectly, so that's why it's really important. And you also just want to make sure that these click in the two sides, because when you have it like this, it should, see how it kind of pops into place. You can extend it more, but I'm assuming maybe that's if you have like an iPhone Plus phone or something like that. And then this is basically just how you close it back up. It's really small and compact, but it definitely takes a little bit of time to get used to. It's not as easy as hooking your phone up via Bluetooth, but after a while, this definitely gets easier, so I recommend everyone try it. You could always return it if you don't end up liking it, but I've had a couple of good pictures so far. You can also do double exposure and triple exposure, but anything more than that you can't do. And also, when you're looking at the side of it, just like this, you're gonna wanna turn the knob clockwise, like that. I wanted to make the sound so that you guys could tell the difference between turning it really fast or turning it really slow. But those would probably be my #1 tips for you guys. Again, comment down below if you guys have any questions or if you want me to do a video explaining anything. In my opinion, this is definitely worth the money. It's only $40, so you can't expect it to be the same as one of the Fujifilm ones, which costs $200. So I think that if you want to have an Instax mini wall, I definitely think that this is a lot more cost effective. You get your money's worth, and it still comes out with good pictures. You just really have to practice and get the hang of it, and eventually everything will turn out okay. But to just go over some of the tips that I already said, make sure to have your phone brightness turned up. Make sure that your phone is on lock so that it isn't able to turn the picture. Make sure to turn this slow instead of doing really big twists, if that makes sense. I suggest taping your phone to the little frame so that you know that it's not gonna move once it's on the KeyPix itself. Try different methods, just keep trying. Don't get super expensive film until you have the process turned out perfectly, because you don't want to be wasting more money than you already put into this. So that's why I suggest just getting the cheaper film, just so that you can practice and you won't feel bad using multiple pieces of film at once. And just remember to have fun with it, try different things, watch different videos, all of that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I cannot explain this enough. Please just comment down below if you have any other questions. I haven't had any issues with my key picks. Please don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!